Welcome to the first Legend Fes Breakdown, a semi-scripted video series where I explain new and current players on what to expect when getting new characters in the Wish Banner. This is Boy752 and it is a follow-up to the previous video series, Love Live All-Stars Card Breakdown. After playing Atelier Resleriana for 4 months since its launch in the Japanese version, I think it would be a good idea to share you guys new videos in an irregular schedule, starting with this video series alongside streams dedicated to mobile and PC gaming. Now, disclaimer before getting into the video, I have little idea on the Atelier series. I do like to be enlightened with the game's lore, so if you have the knowledge. So, yeah, let's begin. So, 2 characters featured in this Legend Fes Banner originate from Atelier Sophie, the alchemist of the mysterious book. If you're just starting out on the game, or if you're currently re-rolling, I think one of the two might have the long-term advantages for optimizing your magic game, and it still very works to this very day in the Japanese version. So, let's start her off with Sophie Muller. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her name very well. That's her surname, sorry. So yeah, Sophie Muller. She is a Volt Defender with a skill set so unique that you might find her useful. Now, for skill 1, that allows her to heal depending on her current HP. So, after attacking, restores 0 to 30% of her own HP. This is depending on her own HP, so if she inflicted more HP during battle, well, the lower her current HP is, the higher her current HP will restore with a cap of 25%. Actually, yeah, I got this wrong because there's a likely rate from 25 to 100%, so likely there's a theoretical cap of 30% of her HP getting restored, but this may vary, makes her self-heal bonus rates. One of her passive skills allow her to buff HP recovery by 5%, so the max damage is 56% and a straight damage of 6%. Now, she has an average 100 ticks wait timer, so some of the enemies might not be able to catch up with her speed. So note that her stats are at level 60 as of the game's update, at 2049 power with 480 physical attack, 587 magical attack. Her defense is very high, at least on the max stats with 701 and 711. Yep, who's gonna go to 711, guys? Okay, never mind. Okay, so skill 2, or aka autoplay, lets her cast bulk damage to a single enemy with all resistance debuff by 30% for 2 attacks. So if you are playing automatically, usually characters will use skill 2 at random targets. So if you have attackers targeting the same enemy, your team will easily knock one enemy out with fewer turns, or a single enemy that does not get debuffed. With a max skill level, her break damage could use 1/3 of a 10th of a power to break an enemy shield. So if you can use this skill 2 manually, she will likely be able to thwart trash mobs or bosses at your choosing. So because this is skill 2, expect her wait time to be around 200 ticks. So, but this is at skill level 5, so it's 227 damage, 31% stun. Now, pretty much a good idea to at least debuff their resistance. That'll be useful if you want to lower its defenses at least. Well, defense is quite different to resistance, so don't get that mixed up with defense and resistance are as one. Now for first skill, Law of Profusion. In the Japanese version, it's referred to as Rerun Judgment, at least in the Barrel Wisdom website. Yes, that's the website I'm using for reference. Now, it is above average damage and rate, even at skill level 1. So, coming up with skill 2's wait time, which is 200 ticks, the effect is higher than autoplay skill. So after attacking, this reduces all the target's resistance by 50% for 2 attacks. So the single particular enemy will likely be having an unfortunate time if it's successfully inflicted. So 500% damage and stun damage of 93%. Good luck with that. This is pretty useful, especially on the first event in this game, which will be the heavy armor battle. So if you were to get Sophie during the event, good luck with that. because you're gonna need it in later score battles with that heavy armor boss. Now, the Japanese version, before this, I'm just gonna say the burst skill animation for Sophie is so awesome. Even in the short version of it, you're not gonna get tired exclaiming "Eee!" Gosh, good luck. If you got her, yes, congrats to you. Now, she has 2 passive skills. All Atelier characters will have 2 passive skills. The second passive will usually be locked if it's a 1-star character. So, could you lend a hand? That's her first passive skill, which this is much like Linka's passive during my research. Now, this will make her a human shield way too easily. But at the same time, she can increase her HP recovery by 5%. So if you have healers by her side, it's not much of a big deal, but But you're gonna have to have at least one healer that can either single target or multi-target. Sophie will likely be able to endure more often if she were to get hit by enemies more often. I didn't notice that when I got Sophie in the Japanese version, so good luck with that. Another is the second passive, which is boost poison resistance by 30%. Either I think it'll be by lessening poison damage when that character gets poisoned, or gets a lesser likely chance to get poisoned when the enemy is about to inflict that status effect on that particular character. So yeah, pretty much a recommended character to roll. Even on the long run, I still use her in the Japanese version. She does have the 5% bolt damage expected. When using her for synthesizing, her gift colors are green and blue, so be careful if you're going to use her actually, not be careful, maybe do take note of this if you're going to use her for synthesizing. Now, first passive, her first trait on this, when synthesizing, it's Magic Curse, which is boost magic damage by 1 to 8% for one attack. I think this is for an enemy, so this will increase the magic damage towards an enemy, since they're likely to get hit by more magic hits. Magic Blessing, which is a magic attack, which boosts magic attack damage by 3 to 30%. This is useful on a weapon trait, so that'll be. So if you have a magic proficient weapon, and you're gonna use her on synthesizing that item, if you were to target that trait 5, very useful. Just need to have the right combinations, not just the Magic Blessing. And last but not least, for physical resistance, up for Defenders, which for enemies, their physical damage will be debuffed when attacking defenders by 1 to 5%. So this will be useful, especially I think I have to recall Lent. Lent is one notable defender character, as well as Oscar. Oscar is a 3-star character from the same series, so yeah, you're gonna need that. If this character is in a party during synthesis, the odds of 4 or 5 trade will increase by 80%. Nice. So this, so if you have her on synthesizing, good luck with this gift bonus though. Pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, that's all for Sophie's part. Beautiful. As expected for the mysterious character. So next one is her master, Plachta. Before I forget, I have to remember her name, Plachta. So, Plachta is a strike breaker with physical attack being the highest among her stats. Skill 1 has no effects, which as a trade-off, she gets a shorter wait time of 75 ticks and 50% damage and 20% stun. So this is useful. A bit shorter than Sophie's skill 1 wait time, so Plachta will be able to get into battle manually. Of course, do note the damage and stun. This is at skill level 5, by the way. Now, after attacking a weakness, this one boosts ally stun damage by 20% for one turn. If you want to know which enemy will get the weakness, if it has weak text in it. So if it's weak, if you're targeting a weak enemy, then all of your allies will be able to have will get the stun damage increase for 23rd. So if you have another breaker like Maddie or Corneria, boy, the two of them will likely be able to do a team shield break. So max level 5 at 112 damage, 57% stun with a 200 tick wait time. Then her burst skill is Ether to Flom. Okay. I get it. Actually, no, never mind. Ether Flom. This one boosts stun damage by 50% if it's targeting a weak enemy, meaning if that enemy is weak against strike enemies, then you're likely going to increase the stun damage by 50%, which is an additional 425% stun damage. And with a bonus, if the target gets its shields broken because of the additional stun power, Plachta will restore her own HP by 30% on top of having 200 wait time. But the additional 400 damage, useful, but you're gonna have to farm a lot of not row boards. You're gonna have to collect a lot of pieces if you want to upgrade this burst skill. As far as I know, in this game, you're going to have to collect. You can upgrade skill 1 and skill 2 by grow boards. However, if you want to upgrade her burst skill, go for Peace Quest. That way, once you reach level 5, go back to other burst skill. Now, Advanced All. Let's look at the passive skills. This one boosts all allies' physical attack by 5%. Useful, pretty useful for physical characters. Those who are on stab and slash element. And blindness resistance by 30%, meaning if they're less likely chance to get blinded by enemies, or less likely to miss an enemy target. So I think I've seen one instance where a score battle does have an enemy that inflicts blindness. So if there will be a scenario where enemies will focus on blinding party members, do take note of this one. You'll be using that in your party. Now, of course, 5% strike resistance. For gift colors, when synthesizing, she has yellow, and she'll start with yellow and ends with purple. So, do keep an eye out on that. Then for Then for traits, if you're going to synthesize with her, at a random chance, you'll be able to have 1 to 3 traits, which is Strike Curse. This reduces strike resistance by 100% for 1 attack that is on 1 enemy. Strike Shield, which allows to increase strike resistance for 1 attack. So this boosts target strike resistance for 1 attack. That is for an ally, I think, since this is just a buff of 1 to 8%. And strike damage boost. So strike attackers will likely benefit this one by 3 to 25%. Let's say if you have Corneria and then you have a strike focused weapon. Go for trait 4 or 5. That would be better to benefit Plachta. And if you're gonna use her in synthesis, well, the odds of doing this rank traits 4 to 5 rank 4 or 5 trait appearing increases by 80%. So if you use her during synthesis, her traits will have a more likely chance to appear at rank 4 or 5. Okay. Gosh, yeah, pretty useful. Plachta does have competition, however, if you're going to use her. Plachta does have a competitor, well, Corneria. Earlier, Corneria did appear in the tutorial gacha, so yeah, I'm gonna have to explain a bit on that later. But that is going to be it for the characters part. Memoria, I'll do this one a bit later. Now, unfortunately, in the global version, we don't have the demo battle feature yet, so lucky for me, I'm using the general stream setup overlay, so let me open up on Atelier Resleriana in the Japanese version. I think this one will do, since I'm most likely going to get hit by an enemy per se. Sophie is a level 63, so don't worry if you see my levels this high. You'll get it in the Japanese version. You'll get it a few months later. Right, so there goes skill 1. Well, a bit typical. Although it would be a good idea if Resda can, well, boost your skill damage and then skill 2. Right, magic boost up. We have to cut over to Sophie's skill 2 next. Ah, wow, resist. Hey, there goes her skill 2. On top of having lower defenses, this has all damage resistance, so notice that Rerun now has slightly higher damage. And on top of having additional attack, for having 70% HP or above, quite useful. Actually, that's fine. I don't think I'll be able to demonstrate Sophie's burst skill animation. Rob. You're kidding me. Well, my game crashed. Wow. I'm just gonna show the B-roll of Sophie using her burst skill. So here it is. Hey, before I have to finish the video, for the featured Memoria, if you were to get this one, that's Profuse Blows. That's the same on the Barrel Wisdom website. So the SSR Memoria Profuse Blows allows a bolt character to boost all ally skill damage by 10% for 1 turn. This is bolt affinity damage. That is 1 to 8% for 1 turn. That's the level 3 mark though. So rank 5, her HP bonus will have 23.75%, 6.25 physical attack and magical attack, 4.25% on speed, and 23.75% on all defense. So consider it a consolation price. This will be useful for Vayne. Vayne is a bold character as well, but useful on Sophie as well. So, sheesh. So 0.5% on the Memoria and the characters. So, yep, you can check the mechanics listed below, and time for my conclusion. Sophie Newell there. A defense debuffing Bolt Defender with assault sustaining manual skill that allies can benefit greatly from all resistance debuff. While she can be an easy target for enemies, her synthesis support allows her to help defenders toughen up on physical damage resistance and buff magical attacks whether for allies or against enemies. Recommended character in the long run. Plachta is a strike breaker specializing in strike fearing enemies thanks to her autoplay and burst skills. Now her synthesis is full of striking mixtures. However, if you were to get Cornelia during the tutorial Legend Fes Banner, which is also a strike breaker, then that can't be a single target variant of Cornelia with mirror targets for skill 2 and burst skill. In the case of their burst skills, Cornelia is more effective at inflicting strike damage, while Plachta can break strike-fearing enemy shields faster. Now, if you need to break shields faster on one element, then Plachta is the way to go. Otherwise, I would wish for Sophie and then later get this Plachta or her Halloween variant, which I will cover in a future Legend Fes Breakdown video. Alright, so before I finish the video, I do have good news for those who are playing the Japanese version. The Rerun Legend Fes Banner will be available in a few months in the global version. Now, before the announcement of Story Chapter 8 and its Legend Fes Banner, a Rerun Legend Fes Banner featuring Sophie and Plachta will run for the first half of next month, which will be a few days from now once I upload the edited video. So, with an upcoming update that has gacha characters that will be added in future Legend Fes banners within 2 months after the Legend Fes Banner featured Legend Fes Banner has ended, so at approximately 6 days. So, yeah, I interpreted the news, so take this with a grain of salt. So, either if you have stocked up on Legend Fes models or you want to guarantee any of the two, do not miss your chance to get either of the mysterious characters in the Japanese version. So, yeah, hope everyone have a good time. So, yeah, good luck polling for Sophie and Plachta in the global version. I'll be checking out for other characters in the future. So yeah, that's going to be it for this Legend Fes Breakdown. This is a longer episode as this is a recording on a live stream, so consider this one also as a stream highlights. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Usual outro spiel. I'm also streaming video games 3 to 4 times a week on YouTube at THT. My socials are in the video description below, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. See you soon.